and welcome to day 10 of the ARK Let's Play series. And as always, as it would seem, here comes Ember right at the beginning of the video, and she knocked my vaporizer thing off the table. Okay, so day 10, we are working on knocking out this Ankylo so that we can start getting a lot more metal once it's tamed and we can actually use it. Shouldn't be too hard of a tame. I got in the taming pen and we kind of went out into the water a little bit, and now we just got to trank it out. It's not doing any damage to any of my stone walls or foundations or anything like that. So, beauty of the taming pen, you can just take your time and knock it out just as you go along. And like all the other herbivores, the Ankylo prefers the vegetables over the berries, and then obviously prefers kibble over the vegetables. We'll have some vegetables to feed it, and I got an Ankylo trying to come at me. There we go. What a nuisance. Yeah, so things are coming along nicely. Got a shelter over my head, got, what was that, a Megalodon or a Raft Destroyer over there? But yeah, got the shelter, got the farm, got the Stegosaur and the Pteranodon, got the compost bins for the fertilizer. So berries aren't going to be a problem at all. Metal is not going to be a problem really, all that much. There's still things that I'll be able to do to be able to get lots more metal than just having the Ankylo here on Sanctuary Island. And that will involve the Argentavis birds. And we'll get to that eventually. Simply put, I'm going to have a convoy of Argentavises, and we're going to go mountain hopping, grabbing a ton of metal along the way. Metal and obsidian. And crystal. Which are the main resources that you're going to be able to find on most mountaintops. Obsidian, crystal, and metal. So, if you're wondering where to find that stuff, just fly to the mountaintops. And what's nice about the Argentavis is that they're relatively common, and they're pretty easy to tame, and they have a lot of stamina, they can carry a lot of weight. They're kind of on the slow side, they're not all that great with attack, but they're pretty much cargo aircraft. My brother just started playing this, and he said that he had some problems with his stuff disappearing, and he thinks it's because of the S Plus mod. And it kind of frightens me, because if I get on the game to play another hour-long session and a lot of my stuff is missing, I don't remember, I think it was actually the day before this that I did a manual save. Remember when I hit tab, typed an admin cheat, hit the spacebar, save world, and then hit enter? I think that was the day before this one. So I could potentially have to revert to this day 9 and then work my way back up, which would be super lame, because all it will be is me trying to do the same exact stuff as I did to get to where I'm at now. I don't want too much incontinuity with my videos. I want it so I start out where I left off, so it's like one continuous video, really. Like if you watch them back to back, you know, I'm not doing stuff in between the videos. Everything I do in the game, you see me do. Ankylo kicked the crap out of me through the door. That made me really nervous because I thought that he wasn't only hitting me, but he was hitting the tamed or the knocked out Ankylo as well. And we talked about that. If that Ankylo were hitting the knocked out Ankylo, it would be hurting its taming effectiveness, which would be a massive bummer. So I'm just trying to get it off my ramp at the very least. Sorry, my beak itches. Alright. Pteranodon, level 255. Not bad. She's getting up there. I'd feel pretty confident at this point with that Pteranodon taking out up to a level 100 Alpha T-Rex. Kind of crazy to think about, but those Pteranodons were monsters. Yeah, you'll see me, especially when I go to the island, Hell Island, the island in the northeast corner. I call it Hell Island. A lot of times they'll have Alpha Carnos and Alpha Raptors and Alpha T-Rexes. I'll go up there with my Pteranodon and just massacre. It feels so good to kill an Alpha, because you know that you'll just be getting so much EXP from it. And potentially some really badass items too. One thing to note about that, and just a little bit of foreshadowing here, just planting that seed for people who might not know. If you're trying to kill an Alpha, and you want all the experience points to go to your character, and not your dinosaur, get the Alpha really close to dying with your dinosaur, and then get off of your dinosaur, and then finish the Alpha off. That way you don't have to share the experience with your dinosaur. If you kill an Alpha, let's say with the Pteranodon that you're on, both you and the Pteranodon are gonna get, you're gonna split the EXP with your dino, which isn't, which is nice. But if you're just trying to level up yourself, get off the dino once the Alpha's weak, and then hopefully you have a gun, or at least a good crossbow to finish it off with. What my brother said about his stuff missing is really a dark cloud over my head. Right after I get done recording this video, I'm gonna hop on the actual game and play an hour, and hopefully everything's there. Because I've had that horror story where I had like 50 hours in a game, and I'd come back in, and all my S Plus stuff was just gone. My raft was gone, and then the stuff that was left over, like there was some stuff that was like on the second story of my house, and it was just floating there because it wasn't S Plus. Yeah, so, and then I reverted to one of the older files, which was like 4 or 5 hours old, and my stuff was still there, but I couldn't justify backtracking that far. It's like I might as well start a whole new file. If you know a way to fix that, please put that in the comments section, and if it happens again, I'll make a video about how to fix it, and I'll give you credit. Yeah, I've been doing this. I was doing this last video too because I've actually, I think it was, day 5 or day 6, I was saying I should get back into the gym, and my forearms just always take such a heavy hit, so they're really sore. So that's why I'm doing that. Those trilobites are tougher than you think they'd be. Not a bad score. I wish there were a place that just had a ton of those trilobites that you could just go and massacre a bunch of them. Silica pearls, black pearls, oil. Level 240? And that's already in that bowl, so I might actually go after that in one of the near days. Kind of a bummer because I just got the Stegosaur just a second ago, but I don't think I can unlock the Brontosaurus saddle yet, so I might be jumping the gun with taming a Bronto right now. Yeah, so 239 damage is a shitload of damage. That's a good amount of damage. Once I get a perfect tame Pteranodon, that will be a shitload of damage. Yeah, it's that sea attack. The only drawback with it is the amount of stamina it uses up every time you use it. I got pretty lucky with this Pteranodon because it came with a lot of stamina to begin with. So for the Pteranodons, I'd say the most important attributes, or at least for what I like to use them for, would be stamina first, then melee damage, then health. I'd say health and weight. Health and weight would be a tie for number 3. You certainly want to make sure that it's got enough health to at least take several shots from an alpha in case it does get hit, because eventually it will. Well, hi there, Ember. You want to join me? Yeah, so tonight at midnight is Valentine's Day 2018. I didn't mean to jump out the window there. But it's still winter here. I'm in Wisconsin. It's still winter. It's still really cold out, and Ember likes to be let outside. So when it's cold out, I'll open the sliding door for her to get out, and she'll feel the cold air come in. And you can see the cold air kind of physically hit her face because she'll go like that, and then she'll run off. Like I'm the one at fault for the cold weather. But every once in a while, you know, if it's 40 degrees or so, she'll go out there for a little bit. And then I'll just keep a close eye for when she wants to come back in. I was thinking one of the things I'd like to do is, I think I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable talking to the camera. You know, in my mind, I'm actually talking to the viewer, but in the cold, harsh reality, I'm sitting here with my TV in front of me, watching it, and then over here, where the camera's coming from, I got a bright light behind it hitting me in the face. And it's just been taking a little bit of an adjustment period. What I've been thinking is possibly recording while I play. And when I started the series off, I thought it was a really good idea to record the gameplay first, so that way I could play as effectively as possible, and then go back through and narrate it as a viewer with the viewers. But I was thinking, as far as explaining things go, I think I could get really a lot more in-depth if I were to be playing and recording at the same time. Because then I can, go through the different types of stats and have plenty of time to describe what each stat does. Just things like that. So I might be giving that a try. That, and it would take a lot less time. For every 1 hour of gameplay, I've got 2 to 3 hours of work to get it up onto YouTube, plus the 8 hours it takes to upload it to YouTube. Which, by the way, I am so sorry it's been taking me so long to get day 8 up and running, because at the time that I'm recording this, I still have yet to get day 8 posted up onto YouTube, just because it takes so long to upload 30 gigabytes. And every time I upload it, there's some kind of thing that cuts off the upload, and I'm not sure what the problem is, but I'm working on it. So, I am still coming out with the videos every day. It's just uploading them to YouTube is kind of inconsistent. Yeah, because I start the upload at night before I go to sleep, so that way when I wake up in the morning, it's done. And it's been working fine up to this point. Now, when I try to upload day 8, I'll wake up in the morning and look and be like, it didn't download at all. It just cut it off and went back to the screen where you choose what video you want to upload, so hopefully I can figure out what's causing that and get it fixed. Right, Ember. She's all cuddled up on my lap. So straight ahead that way is the swamp. You don't want to be caught in the swamp on foot. There's snakes, and the snakes will knock you out real quick. And there's all sorts of shit that will mess you up in there. I'm not quite yet in the market for a Megalodon, but that's going to come up pretty quick. It is kind of nice as you go along to look for the different types of dinos that you know that you're going to end up getting, and just see if you can find a really high level one, so that way you can kind of put it in the back of your mind. That way when it comes time to get a Megalodon, for example, you can be like, oh yeah, I remember seeing a level 280 female along this coastline. Maybe it's still there and I should go check. Those other birds, like the one that you see on the screen right there flying, those are called the Pelagornis. They can land on water, and they're pretty fast on water, and they're really good at killing fish. A lot of times I will tame them, because I would always read that they were so good at getting, that they were really good at getting organic polymer out of penguins. And I kind of found that wasn't the case. I don't think it's worth it anymore. I don't think it's worth it to get a Pelagornis because you think that it's going to give you a bunch of organic polymer. The hatchet gives you just as much. And if it is less, it's not much less. So I try to think in terms of engram points. And saddles can be a real big drain on your engram points. You know, you don't want to just get any saddle just to be able to maybe make it at some point. You only want to get the engrams for the dinos that you know that you're going to want. And even if you do unlock a saddle engram, you might not want to spend the engrams on it right away until you actually plan on going and taming one and then buying the saddle once you've actually got one tamed. She's kind of curled up on my arm right now, and I feel bad moving it. But is coffee worth it? Is coffee worth displeasing my Kisby? Yes, it is. I don't know if it's just my cat, Ember, or if it's all cats, or if it's just some cats, but like she'll be snuggling and she'll be like really comfortable, and if I move a certain way, like it'll almost about be like it pisses her off and she'll just get up and run off, like she's upset that I moved my arm or something. She's okay with it this time though. It might have to do with age too. I feel like the older a cat gets, the more it takes to kind of not rattle them, but make them uncomfortable. What are we gonna get? Nothing good. But I'll take it because I'm a hoarder. %, already. Not bad. What was the taming effectiveness at? I don't know. Hopefully it's up there. So, one of the things I'll be doing in this video as well, once I get the Ankylo, I'm going to go and get a ton of metal with it and start getting it refined into the metal ingots. And I'm going to proceed to work on 006. I'd like to get 006 up and running by the end of day 11, which is the next day. So I'm going to try to meet that goal, because the sooner I get that ready to go, the sooner I can take it out and get shit done that's not on Sanctuary Island. I think one of the first things I'm going to do with it is to go and get some Argents, some Argentavises. That way I can start mass producing metal at a greater rate. With Argents, I like to pump their weight and their stamina. And once I pump an Argent full of weight and stamina, like to the point where like I don't think it needs any more stamina, or it's like, wow, it can hold a shitload of weight, I will put points into health, just kind of as a way to protect the investment. That, you know, and that's how I think of health with a lot of dinosaurs. You're just protecting your investment with it. I mean, you could have a T-Rex that just kills anything in one hit. But if it can't take any damage and it dies, well, you're going to get screwed at some point. I was just using the T-Rex as an example. One of the awesome things about T-Rexes is oftentimes 1 point into its health when you level it up will give it a lot more health. So I think if I remember correctly, I like to get my T-Rexes to at least 20,000 health. Just off the top of my head. I think that's the number I usually shoot for. And that's the point I was at the last file that I had, where all the S plus stuff went missing, and I ended up just kind of saying, screw this. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do if I get into the game at some point during this Let's Play series and everything's missing. Because that's pretty much the end of it. Like, nobody wants to sit there and watch me go back in time. And I don't want to play, 5 hours just to get back to where I was. Which is kind of impossible, too, because you can't make the same exact decisions that second time around. So, to make the gameplay consistent would be very difficult to do if that were to happen. So now that's a scare again. I think I'm going to do a lot more of those admin cheat save world commands. I didn't want to do it so much because I didn't want people thinking that I was cheating. I mean, if you want to consider that cheating. But if I start doing it, that's the reason why. So if there comes a time where S plus messes up and I'm missing everything, I can revert back to a save file from 30 minutes ago rather than going back 5-6 hours. Oh, she's really snuggled in. Jungle Beast. Another thing I changed, and I don't know if you can tell a difference, but I turned the volume, the desktop volume down a little bit, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit more clear. When the doors open and when I'm doing thatch, or when I'm just doing foundations, or when I'm at the Phiomia making it poop a bunch, it's really loud and you can't hear what I'm saying. I went back and watched a couple of my videos and I was like, well, this kind of sucks. Because sometimes when I talk, it's about stuff you might already know. But, sometimes I'll have good tidbits of advice that you might not have known. And in that occasion, if you can't hear me, right there, see how loud that is? But if I do spit some wisdom that you didn't know, but you couldn't hear it, well, that's valuable time for the viewer gone. So I'm trying to get the volumes right still. They're a lot better than day one, but still working on it. Always trying to improve. Ah, there he is, level 331. Not too shabby. Kind of stuck on the door a little bit there. Well, I'm gonna take it out for a test run. Get some flint and stone and metal. And ankylos don't collect berries at all, so you won't be weighing down your inventory with berries. But you can get thatch and a little bit of wood. Yeah, tons and tons of flint. I got my Stego following me around as a hauler, because the Ankylo's slow anyway. So might as well have the Stego follow me around so I can throw rock and metal into that, carry it around. Is it okay if I move my arm, Gremlin? Are you going to be mad if I move my arm? Okay, here we go. Yeah, see? That was enough to make her want to move. Whew. French press coffee is so amazing. If you like coffee a lot, but you've never had French press coffee, you know, you just have the coffee pot configuration where, you know, you got the machine and you take out the tray and then you put the white paper filter in there, put the coffee in there, put it in, and pour water into the reservoir, and it goes into a pot with a hot plate underneath it. I mean, that's a good way for mass production value. You know, it's simple, it's easy, it's fast. But if you're looking for quality, I highly recommend French press. My wife got me my first French press like 3 or 4 years ago for Christmas, and I got it and I'm like, I don't know how to use this thing. But it's easy, and it makes superior coffee. Because with the drip coffee, you know, with the coffee pot, what happens is you can almost kind of taste the paper filter, I think anyway. Sorry, I got animal hair all over me now. Saber-tooth hair. So, as you can see, it's not a bad way to get thatch. I don't think it's as good as the Stegosaur, though. Five stacks of thatch in, 15 seconds isn't anything to scoff at, though, either. Alright, you ready for this? Here we go with the metal. Metal City. Oh, I'm going to offload my Ankylo first. Yeah, she can almost about carry 1,000 pounds. So 36 metal, 74 metal, 113 metal in one node in 5 seconds. Certainly beats the pickaxe. Yeah, and you'll, over time, you'll get used to remembering where all the metal nodes are. Just going from one to the next while you go around the island. There's 2 small ones right here that are kind of hard to see. So I already got a stack of metal, raw metal. Yeah, so now this is where it's really easy to accidentally hit a Bronto tail. It won't be such a big deal if they weren't high-level Brontos. If that were like a level 20 Bronto, and there weren't other Brontos around, I'm pretty confident that the Ankylo and Stegosaur would be able to take it out. But I'd rather not risk it. honestly, what I'd actually probably do if I accidentally hit a Brano is I would set my dinos to neutral, and I'd jump off, and I'd go and run and get my Pteranodon, and bring my Pteranodon back and help my other two guys knock out the Brano, or kill the Brano much quicker. So the Ankylo is going to help me out quite a bit with building the raft even quicker. I mean, it's not the best at getting rock out of stuff. You know, it's much better with the flint and the metal, but it's still better than the hatchet, I think. If I had an Ascendant hatchet, then maybe that would be different. Oh! That's one of the dinos I want to get sooner than later. Is the Doedicarus. We talked about it several days ago. That smaller, rock-looking thing that's really good at getting rocks. Stone is such a necessity that, you know, it's nice to have that specialized dino to get a lot of it for you. Because nothing else really comes close. There's no other dino that comes close to the Doedicarus for getting rock, getting stone out of boulders. I think they're really good at, I think if you use them on a metal node, you get an extra large amount of stone with the Doedicarus. Oh. I was really busy at work today. Got 2 accepted offers and met with a business owner who's looking to list their business and their actual, not only their business, but their actual building. So 2 accepted offers and commercial listing. So pretty awesome. But I was excited to come home and take care of this and then play Civ 6 with my wife. But she's got school work to do and a Starbucks meeting. That's where she's actually at right now, so we're not going to be able to play Civ 6 tonight, so I'll be able to work more on this. Another thing I was thinking about doing, and I'm one of those people that it's like don't talk about it, be about it. But I think some of my viewers might be interested what my plans are. I'm actually going to take chunks out of these videos and make a short clip that is more direct and to the point. Like when I extended the raft on, what was it, day 7, I'll just kind of cut the part out that shows you how to lay the foundations and the ceilings. That way it's a much more quick and direct video. And it might attract more viewers of the Let's Play, so that'd be a double bonus. Just me and my Pteranodon. Yeah, I'd say the Pteranodon is easily the dinosaur that I use the most of on a consistent basis. And that's why I'm always on the lookout. You know, you'll see me spyglass all the time different Pteranodons. And that's because I'm looking for a level 280 to 300. I mean, it's my most used tool in the game. My wife actually let me. I've been talking about my wife a lot lately on this video, but that's okay. She's the person I talk to the most in my life, so it makes sense. But she let me buy this new computer so I could start doing this. And the computer I was using before to play Ark, like, I couldn't run even close to the settings I am now. If you go back to day one and look at the options that I have, everything's on epic settings except for the shadows. And it's just such a beautiful game. Like, especially the dinosaurs, when you kind of get up close to them, you can see all their textures. And when you're out in the forest with the particles coming down, and so it kind of refreshed my love for the game. And hands down, I'm more about the gameplay than graphics any day. I'm all about the merit, not about the looks. So, but the fact remains, it's still a gorgeous game. Added bonus. So I'm finally getting started on the base section of the raft, which is good because, as I said, I'd like to have pretty much everything done by the end of the next day, day 11. And maybe on day 12 I can actually go out and start exploring a little bit. Maybe go along up north to the northwest along the shore of the mainland and work my way up to where the Doedicarus is at that I want to get. And along the way, maybe look for raptors. Or I could go up to the northeast along the eastern side of the main continent and go for an Argentavis first. So, decisions. Ooh. I think I might go for the Doedicarus first and look for raptors and stuff along the way. Yeah, so just from that short amount of time that I was on the Ankylo, I got enough rock to really build quite a bit of stone stuff. Quite a bit of stone walls and structures. Not a bad deal. It is a fairly high Ankylo. If you're playing the original, it may take a little bit longer to gather that many that quickly. What was it, like level 330 or something like that? I was thinking, also, if I can get 1,000 subscribers, I'll start, because you need 1,000 subscribers to start monetizing your videos, which I'm against, but not with what I want to do with it. What I want to do, actually, is get 1,000 subscribers with promise that I will keep that let's say 15 Now, yeah, between 10 and 15% of whatever I make on YouTube every month will go to a random drawing prize for the month after that. So, I mean, just using easy numbers, you know, if I made $100 one month, the next month there would be a gift certificate for $10 or $15. And, you know, obviously if I make a lot more than that, well, then the gifts will get more extravagant. And, but, you know, my main thing is content. I want people to come here for the content, but I also want to reward my viewers too, because I want to show everybody how much I appreciate them, you know, watching my videos and supporting what I'm trying to do here. So, yeah, I want to give back, you know, 10-15%, maybe do some charity, stuff like that. And then, you know, the money that I greedily keep for myself, I'd actually reinvest it into better equipment. You know, I'm using a Blue Yeti microphone, which, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, I think you guys can hear me pretty well, but it's not, you know, a super high quality mic by any means. But for the price, it's pretty kick-ass. A better chair. I'm using I'm using one of those chairs that so what do they call it? It's just kind of a piece of fabric house with like these little ropes. I mean, I like it, but it's by no means the best chair. More like, you know, probably more like an office chair of some kind. Secret Labs makes those chairs that are meant for gamers, which I'm sure you've all seen with people on Twitch and other YouTube people like me that's doing this kind of thing. You know, they might have made enough money where they could, you know. So I want to reinvest and give out prizes. Yeah, and I'll keep that promise. So, you know, if I made $100,000 one month, which, you know, probably won't happen ever, but let's say even $1,000, I'll give you know, that month I'll give $150 away to any viewer that wins the drawing, or any subscriber that wins the drawing. So what would be really cool is if I did make, you know, that $100,000 in a month, I could then give away a super crazy ass computer to a subscriber. I'd love to give away a super badass computer every month to a subscriber. That's a long way from now, and I realize that. I mean, I've only been doing this for a couple weeks, and I'm anticipating it's going to take a few years before I start gaining traction. Or at least I'm mentally prepared for it to take years to start gaining traction. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So now I'm making really quick progress on the raft. Building a ton of ramps to take care of all my ramp needs. Getting up onto the boat. A couple times, you've seen it in the previous videos where I had to go all the way around or swim under the boat to get up on top of the raft. So I'm taking care of that now. Get out of the way. Pretty close to being over encumbered, so throw all that stuff in there. Oh, and if there's any modders that happen to be watching this, I've got some really, I think, really good ideas. I don't know what's in the realm of possibility for an Ark mod enthusiast, like what they can actually make, and you know if there's stuff that they can't. But I think I've got a lot of good ideas. I'm not going to get into them right now, but because it's just blah. I'll try to stick to what's more imminent. Yeah, so gonna get the raft completed. I'm gonna get some beds on there, get storage boxes on there, get some campfires on there, get some preserving bins, outfit it kind of like how my house is, and then I'm going to pretty much travel the world, I guess. Another reason why I want to go up northwest to go get that Doedicarus is because just north of where that Doedicarus is, I'm hoping that the Doedicarus is at, just north of there is the winter biome, where I would like to get a ton of oil to bring back to my base. That way I don't have to worry about oil for some time. And if I remember, I would like to bring enough metal and other materials I need to build the fabricator, and whatever needs organic polymer. You can use organic polymer in place of polymer, so an organic polymer goes bad fairly quickly, so you want to be able to use it shortly after you get it. And if you can't, put it in a preserving bin. It will last a long while in a refrigerator, but I'm not going to have that ability when I first go there. So kind of getting the design of the first floor in place, and you'll see why I left the two side walls, left them out. I'm actually going to be building ramps up to the top where those gaps are. Maybe I'll be able to get around to that yet still on this day, which would be kind of cool. Maybe not. When I first developed this kind of model, I never actually looked at how people built their rafts previously. I just kind of pieced mine together over time. I didn't watch a whole lot of videos about how people like to build their rafts because I didn't want to get stuck in a mindset of this is the way that, you know, when you watch something and it's kind of hard to come up with something yourself. So I really wanted to come up with the raft design myself. And this is probably version 5 or 6. Every time I'll change something and make it better. I hate how it does that. I wish it would just stay still, and then you could just hit Q or something to make it swap sides if you wanted it to swap sides. I hope they fix that at some point. I guess it's easy to complain, it's probably harder to fix than it is for people to complain, but nothing wrong with high expectations either. $3 in the morning, going on 4. And so, if you haven't yet, go to my YouTube page. It's HGC, Havoc Gaming Channel. And I've got some drum and bass music up on there that I made myself that you might enjoy. And I've got days 1 through 9. More coming. I'm going to be doing a lot more instructional videos. And the channel is just getting started, but you know, the more viewers I can get, the more subscribers I can get, you know, the better I can do. So, yeah, go visit that. Feel free to do that. And on day 11, we're going to be finishing up the raft. I'm really going to push that so I can go out and actually be free and leave Sanctuary Island for an extended amount of time and not feel in danger as much as I would otherwise. And I can be productive with it, you know, getting tames along the way and putting stuff in preserving bins as I go along, and because that's what Devil 06 is going to be, a self-sustained mobile base. I just want to make sure to watch out for those raft destroyers, because you see how much time I put into this. Lots and lots of time go into a raft like this, so you don't want to be careless and take it out into the deep and have it get destroyed for nothing. And one thing you can do, like if you have to go into the deep water to like cross a channel to the other side, I always bring my Pteranodon with me on my raft, so I'll stay in the shallow, I'll park my boat in the shallows, I'll hop on my Pteranodon and actually fly across that deep part, looking around to see if there's any lead sickbees in the area. I think that's how you pronounce it, the raft destroyer, marine monsters. Looks like the sun is coming up. Thanks for watching day 10. See you on day 11.